Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to the Heavenly Father and His only begotten Son. Alright, Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Harachakodash. Double honors be to the apostles, and know there's that great millstone who rule well, and to us is 100% truth. Much peace and blessings be unto you, hopeful. Let that push not this word of thought, truth, and sincerity. To all you Akim, I do say Shalom. I'm the Akhira'an, coming in with a quick hit, going into how that rod is necessary. Chastisement is necessary if you're using it in a constructive manner, right? Because as you train up a child, sparing not the rod imparts wisdom upon him. Whereas if you use it in a destructive manner, which is to, beat him unto death, and that's really where that abusive, that abusive notion comes from. And now that's a problem, man. And that's where that saying, every child deserves a parent, but not every parent deserves a child comes into play. That's very true, man. Right? But ultimately, when you see that, that's because, judgment's on point, man. And we're at the end of this thing. That's why going back to Matthew, the 24th chapter, I believe it was verse 16 or so, it made the mention how for sin shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right? Hey, everything just keeps on getting worse and worse from now. You can't even trust your own family at that point. Right? Hey, even the elect when that persecution comes. But what's it called? You can't even select the elect can't even trust her family. Is when that persecution comes. What I wanted to clarify on, but I digress back. You also got Ezekiel the 18th chapter verse 4. It makes it mention how what's it called? All souls are mine, and the soul that sinneth it shall die. Right. So it's just been on point. Keep in mind, a lot of people that are dying are the Lord's people, man, are the nation of Israel. But it all ties back, to that mercy killing that's needed. Right? This is the book of Isaiah, the first chapter, verse 5, and it reads, "A sinful nation, the people laden with iniquity, a seed of evildoers, children that are corrupters. They have forsaken the Lord. They have provoked the Holy One of Israel into anger. They are gone away backward. Why should you be stricken anymore? You will revolt more and more. The whole head is sick and the whole are faint." Right? And so there's nothing more left but the mercy kill, man. And you've seen examples of that in your various films, right? TV shows, video games, things of that sort. You got what's it called, I Am Legend with Will Smith, live action movie, and you had that dog. He had the mercy kill after that dog got infected, and he loved that dog very much. The Lord loves the nation of Israel very much. So what other than to what's it called, mercy kill you? And that's a form of mercy too, right? And as a baby, you have no recollection of it, man. Hell, what's it called? You just what's it called, end up in the spirit realm. Like, what happened? Oh, that's right, I died. But you have no recollection of it until you're in the spirit realm, right? Now you kind of live autopilot. But what's it called? They kind of live on autopilot with that. But digressing back, we're at a time of massive judgment coming into play. But going back to a constructive manner, what's it called? You could also, you use positive reinforcement like you do on dogs, right? That could also be used, But a lot of the times it's necessary. Even one good spanking does enough, right? There's the book of Proverbs, the 23rd chapter, verse 13. It reads, "All right, withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die." Right, and that's one thing this world can't get right. This woke culture and cancel culture, and what's it called? They really say otherwise. And what happens is that these wicked parents, and that goes to show you how Jake is not fit for leadership, man. All right, either bad parenting, you see on TikTok how they are with their own kids. They're wicked. That's why you're not gonna see Drake in the kingdom, ruling. What's it called? Like one of the elect. He's not gonna be with the governing body. He's just a random nigga, right? So he's not gonna be a leader in the nation of Israel. It's gonna be the 144,000 servants, the prophets, right? Yahweh Shai, the apostles, and the 144,000 servants, the prophets, and the Yahweh Shai, right? So let's continue on. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him. And with that being said, what tends to happen is that Hey, these wicked parents, they give a bad rep. They give a bad rep on chastisement. That's where you get this whole world being woke. And they gotta condemn it. And not only they condemn chastisement, but they condemn the Proverbs because it goes into it. It goes into correction. It goes into chastisement. And not only they condemn the Proverbs, but they condemn the whole book then. Right? Going back to Proverbs 13th chapter, verse 13. Whoso despises the word, the same shall be destroyed. So if they condemn the book, they really condemn themselves, man. But I'm going to continue on, verse 13. Withhold not correction from the child, for if thou beatest him with the rod, he shall not die. Yeah, he won't die. All right. Hey, one thing to know is that a good spanking, or what's it called, with the sandal or with the belt on the butt cheek, man. And that butt cheek, it's cushion basically. That's why when you sit down, you're not out there aching. I'm not freaking my bones. The Lord created that cushion for a reason, right? So what's it called? That's the best place to put it. That's the best place to chastise them and be times. Hey, going back to Romans, the Apostle Paul made the mention how our fathers chastise us be times. The times really means sometimes. Now if you're doing it repeatedly, saying I'm here to teach you a goddamn lesson, that's a problem. That ain't working. Now you realize what's it called. It's your method of execution that's not working. You're the problem really. Because the child is still not working. That's where you also try the methods like positive reinforcement, right? But what's it called? That's where it goes now. It doesn't work as destructive. And really, when you use it in a destructive manner, that's really a bad rep on chastisement. Chastisement is meant for your benefit, for your well-being. Not for your ill-being. It's not meant for what's it called, your destruction. Right? So there's a fine line between the two. So that thou shalt beat him with the rod and shall deliver his soul from hell. Yeah, because what tends to happen, especially with a lot of these young kids in this world, man, is that monkey see, monkey do spirit. And with that being said, they attain the philosophies, the ways of the world, of the people around about them, and then they develop a sense of their own, a sense of pride. A sense of pride, man. Now they get to walk all over the goddamn parents, be friends with the parents when, really there's supposed to be a distinction between the two, that level of respect. All right, the child's supposed to be, honorous of their parents. They're supposed to be humble. All right, back in the day, you were to get hit by your grandma or your mom, it was knock some goddamn sense into you. All right, common sense, humble down. All right, that pride makes it go Looney Tunes. You're really a lunatic if you're out there prideful. And what does it say in the book of Proverbs, the 16th chapter, verse 18? I'm gonna pull it out. All right. Pride goeth before destruction, and an haughty spirit before fall. And you don't want your kid to be destroyed, right? Of course, hell no. Hell, what's it called? Even if you're the big brother, man, and you love your siblings so much, you want what's best for them. And sometimes you have to be the bigger brother. Sometimes you have to play the big brother. Sometimes you have to play the father figure for your siblings, man. Right. Right. So and then they may say, what's it called? I'm about you're a bad brother. You ain't no servant of God. Well, that goes to show you the confusion that the world brings upon, and that bad reputation that they bring. Really, chastisement is supposed to be a good thing. Hey, going back to Proverbs the 27th chapter. Right, Proverbs the 27th chapter. It makes the mention how in verse 6, or like verse 5, open rebuke is better than secret love, right? Correction, as a verbal correction, but it could also be physical. Verse 6, faithful are the wounds of a friend. Right? Faithful are the wounds of a friend, but the kisses of an enemy are deceitful. That's why you see a lot of this bad parenting. What's it called? They even promote the idea of words and sticks and stones may break my bones, but words are the most. That's why I'll never hurt you with words. But sometimes we get on each other verbally. Yeah, I can get on each other verbally. If we get on each other verbally, we get on the world verbally. Like you're supposed to also, what's it called? Persuade your child, man. Right, verbally. Hey, tell them, hey, this could happen to you. We don't want that to happen to you. Now he considers that he lets your words save the mind. He's like, yeah, you're right. But also, what's it called? You gotta have that physical correction, man. Sometimes what's it called? He's being rebellious. Not being stiff-necked. The stiff-neck is a legacy of Jake, man. You gotta knock that sense in them. He's like, damn, I got hit. And then what's it called? He was out there moping, but he starts thinking, you're right. I was being, what's it called? A bad kid. And my father, my big brother was right. What he did was good. Right? So faithful are the wounds of a friend. I'm gonna pull up the book of Proverbs. Yeah, going back to the precept that I was on right now. I forget what precept I was on. Let me switch up. Alright, it was Proverbs 16 and 18. So you love your son, you love your child, you son your daughter so much, you want what's best for them. So probably go before destruction and hide the spirit before a fall. You don't want them to be destroyed, man. Right? You don't want them to be destroyed. Right? That's why it's necessary to get that correction. It'll save them. Right? So I'm gonna pull out a different precept. Proverbs the 23rd chapter, verse 14. Thou shalt beat him with the rod and shalt deliver his soul from hell. Right? Hell means the grave. It means a state of affliction in the grave. In this case, the grave, because he could die, man. Hell, man, your son, is out there saying a bunch of words and correcting him, telling him, hey, chill. And in the tongue, there's life and death. Right? You don't want to be going out there saying, things you don't want to say and you don't mean, because, it could always end up bad for you. Right? And then listen, you knock that sense in him. Right? And then he learns from his mistake. Hey, that's why say an example with a dog, you scare that dog is never gonna mess with you again. So it's like the same concept on the child. But that warning and that chastisement. Right now he won't try. Now you delivered him. Right now I would never say a certain word against a person on the street. Right? That could have the potential to harm him. I'm going to pull out a different precept, the book of Proverbs, the 19th chapter, verse 18. Boom. Right, and it reads, chasten thy son while there is hope, and let not thy soul spare for his crying. And the NIV, it reads, discipline your children, for in that there is hope. Do not be a willing party to their death. Right? The NLT, discipline your children while there is hope. Otherwise, it will ruin their lives. Right? And you already see all these lives ruined. With the idea that chastisement is abusive. It could be abusive, but it's really not. It's not supposed to be. You're supposed to use it properly. Here's another one, English Standard Version. Discipline your son, for there's hope. Do not set your heart on putting him to death. Right? And going into how you don't want to beat him to death. Right? That's an off thing a lot of these wicked parents do. But the point I wanted to bring out was here in the New King James Version. Do not set your heart on this destruction. What's it called? Do not. Going back to KJB, and not by a soul spare for his crime. Hey, don't spare the rod for his crime, man. Right? It's called you want to mark that warning. You want to give him that warning. Right? That way he'll learn. But what's it called? I'm gonna put a different precept. Alright, Proverbs the 13th chapter, verse 24, but I didn't bring that out yet. He that spareth his rod hateth his son, but he that loveth his son chasten him betimes, meaning sometimes, right? What's it called? On occasion. If you love your son, you're gonna have to give him that chastisement. Hey, look at the Heavenly Father and what He did to Yahushua, and look what He does to us. That's no spiritual level since go back to John the 4th chapter, if I'm mistaken. It makes mention how the Father is a spirit, and we must worship Him in spirit and in truth. Right? He'll deal with us on that spiritual level, man. But that's love. Right? I'm gonna get that precept out. Go shepherd with me. Chastiseth us as his sons. There's the book of. Alright, here's another precept. Hebrews the 12th chapter, verse 7. If ye endure chastening, Yahweh dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the father chasteneth not? And yeah, that's why it was also considered what's it called a terrible thing to be a bastard son, right? To be fatherless, right? Now you have no correction, you have nobody to correct you. Now you could have a mentor, but really it starts with your parents first and foremost, right? And Yahweh Shemel Shai, he chastises us too, right? The word of Yahweh Shemel Shai for that, that's true love. Hey, but also, look at him, he chastised Yahweh Shai. Hey, going back to 2 Samuel, if I'm mistaken. Yeah, kind of was 2 Samuel. Yahweh Shai told King David how, all right, if Solomon were to go off, he would chastise him with the stripes of men. He did that. All right, when Solomon reincarnated as himself, which is Yahweh Shai, all right, because he's truly Yahweh Shai, he died first for his own sins and then for ours. All right, because of reincarnation. He died for his iniquities as Solomon in the previous lifetimes. And he died for ours afterwards too. You know? I'm going to pull out a different precept. This is the book of Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter. Alright. Verse 17, it reads, Son of man, I have made thee a watchman to the house of Israel. Therefore hear the words of my mouth and give them warning for me. Alright, so yeah, we gotta win that people. We gotta win the people, man. But the point I want to bring out was an example in verse. All right, verse. All right, 21. Nevertheless, if thou warn the righteous man that the righteous should not, and he doth not sin, he shall surely live, because he is also warned. Also, thou shalt live with thy soul. Right, we're supposed to what's called warn our children, man. You know, our little siblings, man. You know, that they don't go off. All right, as you know, you train up a child, right? And now, you delivered them from what's it called, death, right? All right, just want to do a little quick hit on that. Lord, what was edifying. Let's into the next one. I do say shalom.